This is Meet Sean, where we break down real life topics insurance, annuities, real estate, travel planning, and home ownership so you can make smarter moves. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.
Welcome back to another custom-tailored deep dive. Today we're talking about something that is probably affecting you right now.
Yeah, almost certainly affecting you.
Right. We're looking at how to stop that leaky faucet of recurring digital expenses. I mean, we've all been there, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's universal.
Yeah, you're scrolling through your bank statement and you see it, like a $15 charge for a meditation app you opened, exactly once? 6 months ago?
And you just paid $90 to feel guilty about not finding your inner peace?
Exactly. Or maybe it's that premium fitness subscription that was supposed to totally transform your mornings, but right now it's just draining your checking account while you sleep.
Okay, let's unpack this because it is a very specific universal feeling of dread. It feels like this corporate tax on your inattention.
That phrase, a corporate tax on inattention, I mean, that is the perfect way to frame what is happening here. And we're pulling insights today from this really comprehensive guide by CoquinaPublish.com all about stopping this passive financial drain, which is so needed because the goal today is to help you regain control of your budget. We're going to audit those subscriptions, classify what you actually need, and get into the beginner-friendly art of coupon stacking and cashback.
Right, but to understand how to fix the leaks, we first have to understand why the plumbing is designed this way. Like, why is everything a subscription now?
It really is everything.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, we have to look at the massive shift in how the economy functions. We've transitioned into what is essentially a renting economy.
Yeah, you don't really buy stuff anymore.
Exactly. You don't buy software on a disc. You rent access to it monthly. You don't buy a box of razor blades. You subscribe to a grooming ecosystem.
A grooming ecosystem. We've all just become digital tenants, and these companies are our digital landlords.
That's spot on.
We're building absolutely zero equity in the things we use every single day.
And, from a corporate valuation standpoint, that is incredibly intentional. Wall Street values predictable revenue, monthly recurring revenue.
The famous MRR.
Yes, MRR. It's valued far higher than unpredictable one-time sales. The math is just fascinating. It's significantly easier to overcome a consumer's purchasing hesitation by asking for $12 a month forever than asking for $150 up front.
Well, yeah, because our brains process those two numbers entirely differently. I mean, $12 is the cost of a quick lunch. I don't agonize over buying a sandwich, so I don't agonize over subscribing to a streaming service.
Right. It feels trivial.
But I would definitely think twice if someone asked me to hand them $150 in cash right now.
It's a cognitive bias. It's called temporal discounting. We just struggle to value the long-term cost over the short-term convenience.
Gotcha.
And the source material categorizes these subscriptions into three main areas where this bias is heavily exploited.
Okay, what are the big three?
So first, you have access space. That's your cloud storage, your streaming services.
The heavy hitters.
Right. Then replenishment. These are physical goods like coffee, razors, vitamins, pet food, all arriving on a schedule.
Okay, got it.
And finally, curation. Those surprise monthly boxes of clothes or like international snacks.
Oh man, the curation boxes feel like the ultimate trap to me. They totally hijack our dopamine system with the novelty of a surprise, but the novelty wears off so fast.
It really does.
But here is what I don't get. If I buy a sweater at the store and I don't like it, I return it. If I sign up for a snack box and realize the snacks are terrible, why do I let it keep charging me for 6 months?
That is the million-dollar question.
Right. Why do we just accept the state of having these zombie subscriptions, services that keep charging even if you haven't logged in for months? They're basically relying on a set it and forget it mindset.
Yeah, it comes down to a concept in user experience design known as friction. Companies deliberately engineer the sign-up process to be as frictionless as possible.
Oh, like one click, Apple Pay, facial recognition, and boom, you are subscribed.
Exactly. But the cancellation process, that is engineered with massive amounts of friction.
It's the worst.
You have to remember your password, log into a portal on a desktop browser because, the mobile app mysteriously won't let you cancel.
Always.
You navigate through 4 screens of, "Are you sure you want to leave us?" prompts, and sometimes, incredibly, you even have to call a human being.
Wait, is that actually legal? To make it incredibly easy to give them money but require an actual scavenger hunt to stop?
Well, it operates in a massive legal gray area. though regulations are slowly starting to catch up in some regions. But the tech industry actually refers to these intentionally confusing interfaces as dark patterns.
Dark patterns. That sounds so sinister.
It kind of is. Companies employ data scientists to calculate exactly how much friction is required to make you just say, I don't have time for this right now, I'll just do it next month.
Wow.
Yeah, every extra click they add to the cancellation flow drops the cancellation rate by a measurable percentage.
So they literally know how to annoy you just enough to keep paying.
They calculate the legal risk versus the retained revenue, and the math usually favors making it super difficult for you to leave.
So what does this all mean for your weekend plans? Now that we know why we're surrounded by these recurring charges, how do we actually track them all down?
Right, because glancing at a bank statement clearly isn't enough to catch these charges. Especially if they're small, they're just designed to blend in.
So we need a checklist.
Yes. The guide outlines a step-by-step audit, and it requires a truly forensic approach. Checking your main bank account, that's just the baseline.
Step 1. Follow the money, but look deeper.
Exactly. The real hiding spots are within overarching digital ecosystems. You have to go into the specific settings of your phone, your App Store, your Apple ID, or your Google Play account.
Oh, right, because of bundled billing. I do this all the time. You look at your credit card, you see a charge that just says Apple, and you assume it's something vital, like your iCloud backup.
And usually it's not.
No.
Yeah.
If you actually dig into the Apple settings, it's like a sleep tracking app you downloaded 3 years ago and totally forgot about.
Yep. That bundled billing obfuscates the specific charge, which is why checking the native subscription management page on your smartphone is crucial. People frequently find duplicate apps doing the exact same thing this way.
Okay, so that's step 1. What's step 2?
Step 2 is hunting for the red flags. The most obvious is the 30-day rule. If a service hasn't been engaged with in 30 days, it is immediately suspect.
What about the creeping price hikes? I feel like I'll sign up for something at $8 a month, and 2 years later, I realize I'm paying $14.
And they don't exactly warn you, do they?
No, they don't send a giant neon email announcing they are jacking up the price.
They rarely do, and that is the second red flag to look for. Sudden price hikes without notice. They rely on the fact that an increase of $1 or $2 won't trigger a fraud alert or, make you angry enough to navigate those dark patterns we talked about.
So sneaky. What's the third red flag?
The third major red flag the guide highlights is a converted trial period. The free 7-day trial is perhaps the most lucrative acquisition tool ever invented.
Oh, I've fallen for that so many times.
We all have.
Yeah.
You enter your credit card to watch one specific documentary, tell yourself you'll cancel on Friday. Friday comes and goes, and suddenly you're a full-paying member for a year.
Okay, so step 1, follow the money. Step 2, hunt for red flags. What's step 3?
Step 3, document it. You have to write down the name, the cost, and the exact renewal date for every single hit.
Documenting every single recurring charge. But, writing it down is just raw data collection. Having a list of 25 subscriptions staring back at you is incredibly overwhelming.
It can be, definitely.
I look at a list like that, and my instinct is to either panic cancel everything, which I'll probably regret later, or just close the spreadsheet and go watch TV. How do we process this data so we actually do something about it?
You need a psychological framework to sort them.
Yeah.
We need to categorize every subscription into clear buckets, basically removing the emotional attachment to the services.
Okay, buckets. I like that.
The guide suggests sorting every single charge into 3 distinct buckets: essential, elective, and non-essential.
Let's talk about the distinction there, because what I tell myself is essential is probably a lie.
Oh, we all lie to ourselves about this.
Right. Like I tell myself the premium meal kit is essential because I'm a busy person, but really sometimes I'm just avoiding the grocery store.
That is the perfect example to illustrate the buckets. The essential bucket should be reserved for high-value services that are genuinely necessary or used daily.
So things like cloud storage for backing up important documents.
Exactly. Cloud storage for backups at $2 to $10 a month. Or perhaps a professional software license you actually need for work. The criteria here is, does this solve a permanent problem, save you time, teach you something, or help you relax?
Which means the meal kit falls into the elective bucket.
Correct. Elective subscriptions have variable value based on your current lifestyle and usage. Think about meal kits at $50 to $100 a month. If you're going through an incredibly demanding season at work, working late, exhausted, and that meal kit prevents you from spending $80 on takeout every single night, that service has high value right now.
Because it's effectively saving me money and time in that specific moment.
Yes. Does a gym membership actually fit your schedule right now? If yes, it's a valuable elective.
But if my schedule lightens up and I have the time to go to the store and cook, that same meal kit suddenly becomes a massive waste of money.
Which means the value of the elective bucket must be constantly reevaluated. If it doesn't fit your needs today, it shouldn't be active. And that leaves the non-essential bucket.
A zombies.
Yes, the zombie subscriptions. Low value, rarely used. The fitness apps at $10 to $30 a month that haven't been opened. The streaming service you only kept for one specific show that ended months ago.
So the non-essentials get dragged to the trash immediately. But here's the thing. Nobody wants to spend their Saturday afternoon doing spreadsheet math to figure out if canceling a $9 service is actually worth the hassle.
Here's where it gets really interesting. You have to reframe the math. Do not look at the monthly cost. You must focus on the annual impact.
The annual impact. Okay.
A $15 streaming service doesn't just save you $15. It saves you $180 a year.
Oh, wow.
That $60 meal kit you end up throwing away half the time, that is $720 a year.
When you annualize it, the numbers are staggering. Canceling just 2 or 3 unused services can put $1,000 back in your pocket. But are there low-effort ways to track this so I'm not manually multiplying columns in Excel?
Fortunately, yes. There are specific low-effort tracking tools designed just for this. If you want a fully automated approach, applications like Rocket Money utilize secure API access to scan your bank transactions.
Oh, so it just finds them for you.
Exactly. It automatically identifies the recurring charges and displays your total annual spend in one dashboard. They even have built-in features that can negotiate or cancel some services on your behalf with just a few taps.
That's incredibly helpful.
Or, if you're already tracking your broader financial goals, budgeting software like YNA, which stands for You Need a Budget, or even Credit Karma. YNB forces you to assign every dollar a job, making it impossible for a zombie subscription to hide. Or you can just use a simple hands-on Google Sheet or Excel file.
I do want to add a crucial warning about navigating the breakup, though. When you do brave the dark patterns and finally hit that cancel my account button, you cannot just close the browser and assume you are safe.
You are absolutely right to warn about that. The source material emphasizes that you must secure a confirmation email.
Yes. Keep those confirmation emails in a dedicated folder.
Some systems are notoriously glitchy, sometimes by design, and will fail to process the cancellation. If the company charges you the following month, that email is your proof to take to your credit card company and issue a chargeback.
It's basically the receipt of your digital breakup. Also, utilize pause features. If you just need a short break, pausing is usually way easier than canceling entirely.
Very true.
Okay, so we've hunted the zombies, we've sorted our buckets, and we stopped the massive leaks. Now we're left with just the essential bucket. For the subscriptions you decided to keep, how can you make sure you aren't overpaying?
This is where we get into the beginner's guide to coupon stacking, cashback, and negotiation.
But let me ask you directly. Is all this couponing and reward tracking actually worth the effort for, like, a $10 subscription?
It absolutely is worth the effort. And it comes down to a strategy called coupon stacking. It's not about finding a single 5% off code. It's about layering multiple financial mechanisms on top of each other.
Walk me through the actual mechanics of stacking. How does this work under the hood?
Let's look at a specific example from the source, like HelloFresh or Scentbird. A standard consumer goes to the website and pays the sticker price. A slightly savvier consumer might click a banner ad for a sign-up discount.
Right, like 20% off your first month.
Exactly. But the advanced stacker treats it like a sequence. First, they take that sign-up discount for the service. Second, they add a specific promo code from an influencer or podcast.
So you've got the site discount plus the created discount.
Yes. Then, step 3, they don't go directly to the website. They route their traffic through a cashback portal, things like Rakuten and Top Cashback.
Let's pause on Rakuten because I think a lot of people don't understand how these cashback apps actually generate the money they are giving back to you. Aren't they just data brokers? Why are they giving me $10 just for clicking a link?
It is essentially affiliate marketing on an industrial scale. These tools are great for big brands like Disney Plus and Hulu. When you click a link on Rakuten to go to, say, Disney Plus, Rakuten drops a tracking cookie in your browser.
Okay, tracking cookie, got it.
If you sign up, Disney's system reads that cookie, sees Rakuten sent you, and pays Rakuten a bounty, a referral fee. Rakuten then splits that bounty with you.
Ah, so they're sharing the profit.
Exactly, giving you cash back. especially if you wait for a 10% back day. Yes, they are monetizing your transaction data, but the alternative is letting the big brand keep the entire marketing budget. By using the portal, you're claiming a piece of that acquisition cost for yourself.
Okay, that makes total sense. You're intercepting the marketing budget. You can also use the Honey browser extension for finding promo codes quickly, right?
Yes, Honey is great for that. And fetch rewards for scanning everyday points.
And what's the final layer of the stack?
The payment method. You pay with a specific credit card offer. By layering the sign-up bonus, the creator code, the cashback portal, and the credit card reward, you drastically alter the cost basis of the subscription.
That is brilliant. But what about the massive established subscriptions? I'm talking about your internet provider, your Adobe Creative Cloud, your SiriusXM radio. You can't really coupon stack a service you've had for 5 years.
That is the exact mindset they rely on. We view subscription prices as non-negotiable, but the guide reveals a massive vulnerability, the art of negotiation. Subscription prices are often very flexible.
Really? You can negotiate with these giant companies.
You can negotiate with the retention department. It comes down to customer acquisition cost. Let's say it costs a software company $200 in marketing to acquire one new subscriber. If you try to leave, they have to spend another $200 to replace you.
It is drastically cheaper for them to just slash my bill than it is to let me walk out the door.
Exactly. The math heavily favors keeping you. So they advise researching competitor promotional rates and calling your current provider.
What's the specific pro tip from the source on how to handle that call?
If you try to cancel brands like Adobe or SiriusXM, you can often trigger retention offers for steep discounts. You don't talk to general customer service. You ask for the retention department.
Because they actually have the power to change your rate.
Yes. Be polite, use your loyalty as leverage, and critically use the word cancel. The system usually requires the agent to input that the customer intends to cancel before the highest tier save offers are unlocked on their screen.
It is wild to think about how much money is left on the table simply because we feel awkward asking for a better deal.
It really is. It circles back to transitioning from a passive payer to an active manager of your own financial future. This isn't just about being cheap.
No, it's a complete mental shift. It's about intentional spending. We started this deep dive talking about uncovering those zombie subscriptions with a thorough audit and sorting them ruthlessly into essential versus non-essential.
And tracking the massive annual savings.
Right. And using stacking and cashback to slash the cost of the services you actually keep. You are taking back agency from the digital landlords.
You really are.
So here's a final provocative thought to leave you with, something to mull over on your own. If you looked at your bank statement right now, how much of your digital life are you continuing to rent simply out of habit rather than actual joy? Stop paying the tax. Stop renting the clutter. And take back control. Until next time.
That's it for today's Meet Sean. If this helped, follow the show and share this episode with one person who needs it. See you next time.